If that hits different, you have absent father syndrome. This is not just missing a parent. This is a specific pattern that affects how you love, how you work, and how you see yourself. And I am going to show you exactly what this syndrome looks like. The 3 different types of absent fathers and how each one affects you differently, plus the 4 specific steps to heal these wounds, so they stop controlling your relationships and your life. But first, if this resonates with you, please hit that like button and subscribe. This message needs to reach people who are still trying to heal their father wounds. Here is what absent father syndrome really is. When your father was physically gone, emotionally unavailable, or only present when you performed well, your brain learned that love is something you have to chase, earn, or prove you deserve. This creates 3 specific problems in your adult life. First, you chase emotionally unavailable people. Your nervous system thinks unavailable equals familiar, and familiar feels like home. So you are drawn to partners who cannot fully commit, who are hot and cold, who make you work for their attention. This recreates the exact dynamic you had with your absent father. Second, you either become hyper-independent or completely dependent. Some people decide they will never need anyone again. They become workaholics, perfectionists, people who cannot ask for help. Others become clingy, desperate for approval, unable to be alone, because being alone feels like abandonment. Third, you struggle with authority figures and success. You might rebel against all authority because you associate masculine leadership with disappointment. Or you seek approval from every boss, teacher, or authority figure, still trying to get the validation your father never gave you. But here's what most people do not understand about absent father syndrome. There are 3 different types, and knowing which one you experienced is crucial for your healing. Type 1 is the physically absent father. He left, got divorced, moved away, was never around. This teaches your brain that people leave when things get hard. You spend your adult life waiting for everyone to abandon you, or you leave relationships first to protect yourself. You might test people constantly to see if they will stay, or avoid deep connections because connection feels dangerous. You learn that love is temporary, that people disappear when you need them most. So you either never fully commit to avoid being abandoned, or you become desperate to hold on to people even when they are wrong for you. Type 2 is the emotionally absent father. He was there physically, but completely checked out emotionally. Maybe he was depressed, addicted, workaholic, or just incapable of emotional connection. This is more confusing than physical absence, because you could see him but never reach him. This creates adults who are attracted to people who are physically present, but emotionally distant, because that dynamic feels normal. You learn to settle for crumbs of attention and call it love. You might spend years trying to get an emotionally unavailable partner to truly see you, recreating the futile attempt to connect with your emotionally absent father. Type 3 is the conditionally absent father. His love and attention depended on your performance. He showed up when you got good grades or won games. He disappeared when you struggled or just needed support without accomplishing anything special. You learned that love must be earned through achievement. This creates adults who are chronic overachievers, people pleasers, or perfectionists. You constantly work to prove your worth, never able to rest. You choose partners who only appreciate you when you are serving them or making their lives easier. You learned that love comes with conditions. Now, here's the part that will probably shock you. Children with absent fathers do not just miss their dad, they blame themselves. Your young brain could not understand that your father's absence was about his own wounds or limitations. Instead, you concluded that something must be wrong with you. You thought if I was more lovable, he would have stayed. If I was less difficult, he would want to spend time with me. This creates what I call the father wound, a deep belief that you are not worthy of consistent, unconditional love. This wound shows up everywhere in your adult life. In romantic relationships, you either choose people who cannot love you properly, or you sabotage good relationships because you do not believe you deserve them. You might test people constantly or be so afraid of abandonment that you never fully let anyone in. At work, you either overfunction to prove your worth, working twice as hard as everyone else, or you underfunction because you do not believe you deserve success. You might be a perfectionist who never feels good enough, or someone who gives up easily. With yourself, you have developed a harsh inner critic that sounds like the disappointed absent father you never had. You judge yourself more harshly than anyone else, You apologize for existing, for having needs, for taking up space. But here is what I need you to understand. Your absent father was not absent because of anything you did or did not do. His absence was about his own wounds, his own limitations, his own inability to show up. You were always worthy of love, presence, and consistency. The little child inside you who tried so hard to earn daddy's love was perfect exactly as they were. But here's the good news. Absent father syndrome can be healed. There are 4 specific steps that can help you break these patterns. Step 1 is recognizing the pattern without judgment. Notice when you are attracted to emotionally unavailable people. Notice when you are working overtime to prove your worth. Notice when you are waiting for someone to leave you. These are not character flaws. They are survival strategies your nervous system developed. Understanding this removes shame and creates space for healing. Step 2 is grieving what you did not get. You need to acknowledge that not having a present, loving, consistent father was a real loss that affected your development. You need to feel the sadness, the anger, the disappointment. This is not about staying stuck in victim mode. This is about honoring your experience so you can move through it. Step 3 is learning to give yourself what your father could not give you. You need to become your own source of approval, consistency, and unconditional self-love. This means developing a kind inner voice to counter the harsh critic. This means showing up for yourself consistently, even when you fail. This means loving yourself, not because of what you achieve, but simply because you exist. Step 4 is consciously choosing different patterns in your relationships. When you notice yourself chasing someone unavailable, stop and ask yourself what you really need. When you notice yourself people-pleasing for approval, pause and connect with your authentic feelings. When you notice yourself sabotaging something good, breathe and remind yourself that you deserve love and success. The little child inside you who is trying so hard to earn daddy's love deserves to know that they were always enough. They deserved a father who stayed, who showed up emotionally, who loved them without conditions. And even though you cannot change your past, you can give that inner child what they needed. You can learn to show up for yourself consistently. You can learn to love yourself without needing to earn it through performance. You can learn to choose people who are emotionally available and capable of real intimacy. Absent father syndrome is not a life sentence. It is a pattern that can be understood, grieved, and ultimately healed. You do not have to keep recreating your childhood wounds in your adult relationships. If this video helped you understand your father wound, please share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And hit that subscribe button, because we are building a community where people can heal from family wounds and create the love they always deserved. Your absent father syndrome does not define you. It is just something you experienced, and now you have the awareness and tools to heal it.